amid pandemonic situation as far as the Manipur issues is concerned in the ongoing Indian monsoon session, the Bharatiya Janata Party government at the center, silently, quickly introduced three bills, three transformative bills, three unprecedented level bills. As far as their role, what is that role? What is the function of this role? Their role is shedding colonialism. Since the BJP government came to power, the so-called nationalist government came to power, it has started nationalization of various laws. India got freedom 75 years back, but however, still the colonial hangover has been continuing regarding so many factors. I need not enumerate them, but innumerable colonial features are there. The most important colonial hangover as far as Indian system, Indian administration, Indian governance is concerned, the IPC, Indian Penal Code, CrPC, Criminal Procedure Code, and Indian Evidence Act, they have been framed 1.5 centuries back. Still, India's Criminal Procedure Code and criminal courts and everything has been working under the colonial acts and rules. They are anachronism. They are not at all suitable to the present India's changed conditions and India's rising aspiration of nationalism. In reflecting to this one, the Bharatiya Janata Party government, the Modi-led government, has introduced three bills, in order to shedding the colonialism. The first the bill is IPC, in order to replace the Indian Penal Code 1862, a whopping 1862. In 2023, last month, Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita Bill 223 was introduced to replace the Indian Penal Code 1862. This is the act which is framed by Macaulay. He defamed the country. He introduced these laws to suppress and repress and oppression of the Indian system, Indians. And these acts perpetuated the British rule around 2 centuries after the 1857 revolt. Now the government, after 77 years of the Indian independence, the government introduced an act, Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita 2023 bill, in order to replace the Indian Penal Code. Now, let me talk about the IPC. What IPC? IPC is regarding the various, it codified the various crimes and punishment related to them. It contains 23 sections and 11 subsections regarding the various crimes and their punishment. The new act, Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita, it's not only a new Indian term, but it introduced certain things, certain acts and certain things, certain modification in a way to suit the present India's condition and the nationalistic India and also this independent India. The first thing is it repeals offence of the sedition under the section 377 of IPC. This is highly controversial. This is sedition. This sedition is against the crime against the state. It introduced by the British government to suppress the Indian nationalism. For example, the Balagangatha Tilak was sent to Rangoon jail. So this is the act, Sedition Act. Now it repealed. It's a beautiful thing. Next one is they prescribe the capital punishment as a maximum sentence for the mob lynching. It is a new thing. Mob lynching is a new kind of crime. It's a modern crime. So, against secularism. Now, the BJP government, though it is a so-called right-wing party and it is promoted this mob lynching, it introduced punishment, paradoxically. So, however, it's a beautiful and reflecting the present condition. Next one proposes 10 years punishment to deceive a lady in order to get some opportunity to intercourse, sexual intercourse. So if deceivings and exploitation of women is a common phenomenon now. So in order to punishment, it imposes 10 years punishment. So gender sensitivity, it introduces. Next one, introduces community service as a new form of the punishment. So that in order to reduce, to give the room for the offenders reforms and to reduce the prisoners, crowdiness of our Indian prisoners. This is the new trend. This is a very important laws. And also fixes maximum limit of 180 days to file a short sheet for the police. So police are indefinitely taking time to file a short sheet. It reduces and it made this delaying of the law. So in order to reduce it, they fixed the time of 180 days to file a short sheet, so that we can reduce judicial trials, etc. It is also new trend, very important, because around 5 crore cases pending before the Indian judiciary. This is also measure to reduce these pending cases before the Indian judiciary, so that India's judicial credibility and trust will enhance. So it is very important for the survival of the democratic nation. So the IPC, the new term, this Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita Act, not only a new Indian nationalized name, but it is also reflecting the new trends related to criminal punishment and the crimes, etc. And the second most important act is Criminal Procedure Code. In order to replace the parliament, the government introduced Bharatiya Nagarika Suraksha Samhita 223 bill. Bharatiya Nagarika Suraksha Samhita bill, CrPC, to replace Criminal Procedure Code of 1898. This 1898, CrPC has been continuing India for the last 125 years. So India got freedom. Now after India got independence at the eve of the 77th Independence Day, it introduced to replace the colonial law. So what new regarding this law? Okay, it accepted the tech for the trials and appeals. Tech for trials and appeals. So it's a new trend. Earlier this manual physically should be attended before for the trial and appeal purpose. Now judge can accept the video conferences. Through video conferences trials and appeals he can continue. That is the new trend, because huge technology is there. So we should accept the technology, so that we can expeditiously the trialing process will continue. Next one, police should inform status of a complaint to these victims or complainant within 19 days. It increases the accountability and transparency in the police. It is also related to police reforms as well. And also select under section 41A, it is replaces with the section 35. So this is also important. Now one modification regarding this section 41A is the CrPC section 41. So those who called for should not arrest unless they get the consent from the DSP level officer, not less than DSP level officer. So it reduces the misuse of section 41A. And other important thing, police must consult the victims before withdrawing a case which is expected to impose the punishment more than 7 years. So this police and should consult these victims means increases the transparency and reduces the misuse of the law. And also courts can trial through absconding to prevent escaping judiciary. For example, certain culprits are escaping from the judicial system. So judicial trial process will be protracted and delayed. Now the government, though he absconded, courts can trial and can impose the punishment. So it reduces the escaping of justice by the certain culprits. That is a very beautiful modification. Another important thing, empowers the magistrate to take cognizance of the offence based on the electronic record like WhatsApp, these messages, etc. So this is the new trend. Next one is mercy petition regarding deaths. Should file before the governor within 30 days and before the President of India within 90 days. So whatever that judgments he has given by President of India should not be questioned in the courts. That is also new trend. Next one, the third act. The third important act is Indian Evidences Act 1872. 151 years back, the British introduced Indian Evidence Act. It is this Indian Evidence Act administers the evidence, the admissibility of the evidences in the courts of system. This evidence is very important. This is the fundamental to protect the law. So this admissibility of the Evidence Act, this 1872 was replaced by now introducing a new act, Bharatiya Saksha Bill 223. So what new related to this one is, as far as the new modifications are concerned, the most important thing is it defines electronic evidence. It defines electronic evidence to reflect the present technological and socio-economic and technological situation. And also it lays down specific criteria for the admissibility of the electronic evidence based on the WhatsApp messages, this cameras, video recording, CC cams, etc., etc. Now judge will take into account this one. And biological evidences, as far as this biological fingerprint is also there, this DNA finger, other evidences also, medical and this handwriting analyst, etc. And expect opinion to take into as a, to be taken as a evidence, expert opinion, like this medical report will be accepted as an evidence, credible evidence. And also handwriting analyst opinion will be accepted as a credible evidence. This is the new modifications. Another one is the most important aspect is presumption of innocence as a fundamental principle of this criminal justice, which means until proven this allegation, nobody can be described as a criminal. So we proven the innocence. This is the new modifications. So regarding these three laws are bidding to replace the colonial around 1.5 centuries old the British laws. So shedding colonialism. It is absolutely true now. And as far as these laws are concerned, it is not only this 1.5 centuries the shedding of the British law. It is also introducing an Indianized nationalist laws after a millennium. Okay, before these three British laws, okay, we had this Mohammedan laws during the medieval era. During the Delhi Sultanate and Mughal period, Mohammedan laws are there. Shariat influenced laws. Okay, these are not Indianized completely. Of course, whatever that Mohammedan laws and Macaulay laws, whatever the laws, they have relied on the Manusmriti, etc., etc. But of course, they suppressed the Indianness, the land of the soil of the land. They suppressed. Now the independent government, okay, in view of the rising aspirations of the nationalism, because India is going to become the superpower at the earth. So unless we shed the colonial laws, how we can rule the world, how we can become the Vishwaguru, this is the intention of the government. Now it is Indianizing the laws. So this is what the real independence, as per certain analysts. And Indians also are very delighted to see this Indianization of the laws in reflecting the new condition, new socio-economic and judicial conditions. It is very important thing.